Today we will be discussing 4 clear-cut signs of imposter syndrome. And if you are an experienced coach, this can serve as a reminder or as a refresher for you. And this is helpful because refreshing our memory is part of learning and gaining knowledge. So if you are a new coach, this video will help you identify if someone has imposter syndrome or not, and create strategies to help them reduce it. We can define imposter syndrome as someone who has a belief that they lack the skills, knowledge, or experience to do something. And they have this belief even though they have many pieces of evidence which prove that they are capable. It's more of an irrational belief because it is based on their emotions and not facts. If someone also has this unconscious belief that they do not deserve success, that is also a sign of imposter syndrome. Why do they have imposter syndrome, or why do we have imposter syndrome? It likely stems from the thought that they have nothing special or valuable to offer to the world. It originates from their experiences during their childhood or teen years. Reducing imposter syndrome is beneficial because it allows our clients to live with courage, be brave enough to try new things, face failures head on, and essentially live a rich and vibrant life. On the other hand, living with imposter syndrome means they have many unfulfilled dreams. And our clients don't start projects that they want because they are scared of failing. They take too long to execute their plans. They procrastinate because they want everything to be perfect before they launch or start something. And I dare say that we will live with many regrets if we let imposter syndrome stick around. Let's dive into the 4 clear-cut signs of imposter syndrome. The first sign is perfectionism. This is a no-brainer. Perfectionists will overwork themselves to burn out or take too long to start a project. They want everything to be flawless before launching something. They don't like mistakes. They view mistakes as shameful, so they will go to all lengths to prevent mistakes and failures. And perfectionists will focus on even the smallest irrelevant details of their project before making it public. They overwork because they have such a low opinion of their own skills and talents. So they work themselves to death, basically, to feel secure. The flip side can also happen. Many perfectionists have bucket lists which are not fulfilled because they procrastinate to start something. They place such a high standard on themselves that they feel overwhelmed just at the thought of starting their project or their business. So what happens? Nothing happens. They also want things to be perfect from the get-go. When they are starting a blog for the first time, for example, they expect everything to go smoothly even at the first try. They are like this because they have high standards on themselves. And when things do not go smoothly, which is normal if you are doing something for the first time, they get discouraged and feel down. So perfectionism, as you can see, is a very clear sign of imposter syndrome. And by the way, you can download my free perfectionism test, which you can use as a lead magnet. And this will help your clients gauge how severe or mild their perfectionism is. The link to download this is in my description box, so click the link if you want a free perfectionism lead magnet. So with that out of the way, let's go to the next sign of imposter syndrome. Next sign of imposter syndrome is someone who likes to collect knowledge. These are the people who buy courses after courses and do not implement them. They may also chase qualifications after qualifications, and maybe they have multiple certificates, degrees, diplomas, and everything in between. They collect knowledge because they don't feel confident of the knowledge that they already have. Learning and upgrading ourselves is crucial, but if they buy courses because they feel insecure in their own skills, that is an issue. Sometimes they do this because they believe that they need to reach a certain level of knowledge before starting a business, for example. And that imaginary level is, of course, a very high standard that they put on themselves. At this rate, they will never start their project or launch their business, or they will sit on an idea for many years before taking action. This is another sign of imposter syndrome. They never feel that they are ready skills-wise. Another sign of imposter syndrome is not accepting help from other people. These lovely people like to do things themselves. They believe that if someone is quote-unquote competent, they have to do everything themselves. To them, accepting help is a sign of weakness, and they think that their success is not counted unless they do it themselves. If they get any sort of help, they will credit their success to the people who helped them and not to their own talent. Again, they have such a low opinion of their own abilities that they follow this high, impossible standard so that they can feel worthy. The next sign of imposter syndrome is wanting to be the perfect wife, the perfect mom, the perfect daughter, the perfect employee, all at one go. It sounds tiring just saying it. They don't trust their own ability, so they will work really, really hard to be perfect in all areas. So what happens? Burnout happens. They may find it really hard to let go and relax, and they don't like making mistakes in any life area because to them, it's a sign of incompetence. In reality, nobody is expecting them to perform 100% all the time, and people are actually more forgiving than we think. These people are intent on playing the perfect role of everything so that people do not have any ammunition to attack or criticize them. They are very sensitive to criticism because they feel that they are such quote unquote low value human beings that every criticism feels like a blow to their confidence. So that is the last sign of imposter syndrome. If you want to accelerate your results, be sure to check out the Overcome Perfectionism workbook, which I have in my online shop. You can use the coaching tools in the workbook to coach clients with perfectionism, which is one of the causes of imposter syndrome. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.